Hey, what's up, guys? It's Uriel here. Our host is not available right now. As many of you guys know, he just had a kid. His baby boy Matias is born, so he's kind of taking a few weeks off. So I'll be taking care of you guys. Sorry for the late podcast, but you know we have something special. So producer Dan, roll that intro. Alright guys, welcome to this podcast. It's your co-host Uriel the Great aquí, dándole duro in Minnesota. And we have someone special here in the room today. This dude is like, he is a CEO of like, you know, this big, this big future to be like business. And yeah, we brought him into the stew aquí para que he could, you know, tell us a little bit about him. I'll learn about him and yeah, before I jump into like today's topic, I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Yeah, who are you, man? And you know, what's your name, your social security number, your blood type?
All right. Well, I don't know my blood type, but O positive. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, what's up, guys? So I am Jose de Jesus Morelos, aka Chuche, the Chuchenator. Chuche.44 or Stratosphere on my gamer tag. Yeah,
get him on the tag. He plays Warzone. He's alright. You know.
Yeah,
he carries the team every now and then,
yeah.
But you know he
got to help out a little bit.
But yeah, you know, Adam Stratosphere on Warzone. But yeah, man.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Chuche here, man.
Yeah, Chuche. I'll tag his Instagram, so you guys can give him a follow. He's not active, but you know he's active now and then. But yeah, let's just jump into it, man. Before we get started, dude, I have a question for you, bro.
Yeah.
And it's in Spanish, bro. ¿Cuál es la fruta más divertida, bro?
¿Cuál es la fruta más divertida? Let's see.
¿Cuál es, bro? Like, ¿cuál es la fruta más divertida? Like, let me know when you give up, man.
Let me think.
La fruta más divertida.
Oh man, you got me, man. I don't know. La banana, porque te hace resbalar. I don't know.
No, bro, man, you gonna laugh, bro. This is so obvious, man. Like, you ready, bro? You ready for the answer?
Yeah.
All right. So, ¿cuál es la naranja más divertida? La naranja, ja, ja, ja.
La naranja. Man, that was so obvious.
Yeah, man. So tell me, man. Like, you started this business called Señor Elote, bro. How did that go, dude?
Man.
Like, tell me, man. Like, what inspired you? Like, I don't know. Like, what?
I mean, you got to know the right people. You got to have the right partners. You know what I mean? No, man. But yeah, I don't know. Like you know, we've talked the need for the
Yes, sir.
for that food that you know que nos gusta that loconess, you know.
Yeah.
And there was nothing around here, man. That you drive 2 hours just to go buy a freaking mangonada.
Yeah.
It's no, I mean the need and just not wanting to drive all the way to the cities cities, you know, Minneapolis, St. Paul, for you guys that don't know the reference, but
So every single time I go to Chicago, dude, or like Aurora, where my parents live, I always tell them like, hey, you know, I need to go get this. Like, let me have some of this. Like, I'm craving it. Like, and like, como que se quedan así, like really? Like, you really like for real? Like, you come to Aurora, like you really want it? I'm like, yeah, you would have to drive an hour or 45 minutes to like, you know, get close to like at least a good mangonada. Because you know, like even sometimes like when I go over there, like some tacos, like I know some taco spots that are like bomb, bro. And then they tell me, but you don't have any tacos nearby. I'm like, yeah, there's a couple, but they're not like as good as there, you know.
Yeah, so like their Aos, they have them all the time. That it's just they don't miss it.
Right. And like, I mean, I don't want to like say that they do, but like, for example, when I pass by El Mezcal, I see like no people in there, bro.
Yeah,
you know, and for me to go in there is like, man, their meat is probably like 2 weeks old. You know, you know what I mean?
Man,
it's just that I don't know if they do.
Meat.
You know what I mean? I don't know if they do, but like when you go to Aurora, like you see spots, it's like it's always packed.
Yeah,
it's always packed. So I guess in the back of my head is like, you know, there's always fresh meat. It's always fresh meat.
Yeah,
know?
it's everything's fresh,
right?
Because they go through it. Yeah,
you know, Yaqui is like I pass by it, it's empty. So if I go, I'm like, man, that meat has probably been cooked for like 4 hours, you know, and like they recook it. You know what I mean? It's just that mentality. I don't know. It could be good. It could not be. But
maybe they killed a cow the same day. You don't know.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I guess it's just a mental thing. But going back to the Señor Elote, dude, it's like. Yeah, dude, like, you could go for an elote, like, every day, you know, if I mean, every single time we sold, like, siempre comíamos elotes, you know, like.
Yep, yeah, I mean, we felt bad. We were supposed to be selling this stuff, and we would just eat it all.
Yeah, like, we took a bite of our own medicine, you know, okay. We were trying to reach the people, but at the same time, it was reaching us.
Because we kept on eating it.
You know, and it was once a week. We sold once a week, so... You know, you're like, screw it. It's here. It's Maine. Might as well, you know, munch on. But yeah, dude. Yeah. Señor Elote, CEO right here.
CEO, man.
You know, he's
founding
about to,
father.
Yeah, he's about to start in the market. So start buying some shares. He's gonna be up as SNR Elote. Yeah, bro. Yeah. How was your week? How's it been? Anything?
It's been warm, man.
It's warm?
It's been warm.
What you talking about, bro? It's been like 30, man, 20.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. It's been warm. It's when was it? Like a week and a half ago when it was 1 or negative?
It was like it was like 3, but with the wind chill, I think it was like -20.
Yeah,
like
man, that dude.
I remember that night. Oh, it was that morning. Like I woke up and it was like 50-mile-an-hour winds, bro.
Yeah, that wind chill.
Goodness.
No, man.
So I remember I woke up, it was like 3:30. I went to turn on the car, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go deliver, like, on this weather. Man. And so my boss, he sent a text that we need to put, like, cardboard in, like, the front of our trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, I've never done this before. Like, what the heck? Whatever, I'll just do it. So I remember I got to the plant. And then I put cardboard, but on the outside, you know, the outside of the grill.
Yeah,
So they had everything. They had bungee cords. They had cardboard like squares, and they also had zip ties. I'm like, what? Like
I don't know what to do.
Whatever. So I remember I took like 2 cardboard squares, and then I took a flathead screwdriver, and then I took zip ties, bro. Yeah. So I made a couple of holes, and then I put zip ties like on the outside.
Yeah, to kind of hold it.
Yeah. Yeah, me salí. I loaded it on my truck, and then I went out. Dude, like, not even, like, a block away. Like, my cardboard things just fly off. I was like, man, what the heck? Because the winds were, like, at 50 miles an hour. Man, I'm not even going to put cardboard anymore. If it freezes, it freezes. I don't care, yo. But, yeah, dude, I remember that day was freezing. And later in the day, it got warmer. But still, dude, I remember
it was cold that whole day.
I remember my cooler was warmer than outside.
You went in the back just to get warm?
Yeah, dude, I remember. Like salía, I'll go into the gas station, see what they had, and then jump in the back and do my cuentas ahí, because outside it was way too cold, man.
No, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm seeing. It's gotten a lot warmer.
Yeah, dude.
And it's not that bad.
And for you guys that don't know, like, Chuche, he's a polar bear. This guy, like, would prefer snow over, like, 80-degree weather with humidity.
That's too hot, man. That's way too hot.
So, like, I used to, when I first moved to Minnesota, like, the first place that we stayed was your basement. We were renting your basement.
Yeah, you were in the basement.
And I remember it was springtime, Because I remember we got married in July. We stayed like a month. So it was kind of late summer, early... no, fall. Not spring, fall. Late summer, early fall.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because, yeah, you got married and then you got all your stuff, but you guys no se movieron. You guys didn't move in until
later.
A while.
Yeah, and I remember once it started snowing, we were living with you, and like you would get out like to shovel the snow, like on your t-shirt.
I was in my short. I think when it was like 30, I was in my shorts and t-shirt.
I was like, man, this guy's crazy, man. What is he doing? I'm like, dude, aren't you cold? He does him like, nah, bro,
man. You sweat when you're shoveling, and man, you're working out and throwing the snow. Man, get too hot.
Man, I never heard of like a Hispanic, bro. Like, nah, bro. Like, it's, you know what I mean. Like, usually you see someone a Hispanic and they're like double layered, scarf, gorra, boots, and then you got
su
Chuche,
cobija, su concha, su chocolate,
and then you got Chuche with like no sweater, shorts, and like pantuflas, like shoveling snow. I'm like, man.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it, man.
Yeah, bro, but anything, new?
Nah, I mean, this last week, not really, man. I got a boring life. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean,
hey, man,
hey, man, gotta be careful there.
Nah, yeah, but, yeah, dude, aquí, still learning with the baby. She slammed her head on the drum set. You were there, bro.
Man.
Yeah, so she's learning those hard hits of life. But we're also learning as parents, to
you're learning how to keep a baby alive.
Yeah. I was telling Chuche earlier that my wife and I were praising each other that we weren't. We hadn't dropped the baby from like the bed or like from the couch. But it was that one time where I didn't drop her, she fell, but I wasn't taking care of her because I was sleeping. So I was sleeping with her in the bed.
You just passed out?
I passed out, dude. I knocked out, dude. She knocked out right next to me. And I remember I just woke up to hearing a baby crying, dude. And for those who know me, like it takes me like 5 minutes for me to like kind of
wake up
and know what's going on and know like okay, I gotta do this, to get my day started.
Yeah,
so it takes me a while to wake
react
up.
and stuff.
Yeah. So like I woke up and I was like, what the heck? Like, where am I? I'm like, oh snap, my baby. Where's my baby? So I was looking for my baby, like if he was a phone, like I buscando like
la cobija.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my god, where is she? And then I'm like, what the heck? She's not on the bed. But I can still hear her crying. So I'm like looking around the bed. I'm like, where is she? So she was in between the bed and like the drawers. I even like el buró, bro. And I was like, dang, like, oh my god.
Luckily she didn't get hit. And
I know, she landed on a pillow. Like, how did that pillow get there? I don't know, man.
I mean, that you learn as parents, man. I remember with Melody, we would like take care of her like the best because she's the firstborn. And we would watch her. We wouldn't even give her soda and like just a little bit of juice, and you just do your best to take care of him. And then for Zach, like I mentioned to you with Zach, when he was 1 month old, I was coming down the stairs with him, and he literally, like, I literally slipped, and I went down like 6-7 stairs, hitting my butt on each step while he was in my hands. And the only thing I can think of was just protecting him and keeping him, make sure he doesn't, his head doesn't move, or because when you shake a baby, it's bad for him. So I was holding him, man. But that was you get careless because I was going down those steps fast, man. Yeah, so I mean, thankfully nothing happened, but the wife got all freaked out, and we called the clinic and told them what happened. Like, just keep an eye on them and this and that. But yeah, man, you get scary moments when you're a parent.
I bet, bro, and I bet it sucked for you, bro, because when you fall on your tailbone. Oh my god, dude. You make this weird noise like dude.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't walk for a week, man. But, hey, at least I protected the little guy.
Protected the baby, yeah, dude. And it's crazy because like I could imagine you falling and take trying your hardest to protect this baby, but at the same time trying your hardest not to squish him, bro.
Yeah, no, man.
Because I changed, like, I remember when she was like weeks old, like I would try to change the diaper.
You felt like you're a snap or what?
Yeah, dude, like you would snap the arm or like I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a fragile baby.
Yeah.
But then you see the nurses like flipping them like,
las patas,
yeah, dude. So parenting, man, it's not. I mean, it's natural, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's natural. Like it comes to you, but at the same time, it's scary, bro.
Yeah, it's like instinct. Like that, you're like, oh man, this. I made this kid. This is mine. I got like de repente te pega algo natural that you just have to do your best to take care of them. But,
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So speaking of kids, man, like you started your family young, right?
Man.
You married would it be like high school sweetheart?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Started dating when we were like in 11th grade.
11th grade.
Yeah.
Oh my.
11th grade. We were I think 17. 17. I think.
Damn, early.
Yeah.
So I think my brother, he started dating his wife when he was in a senior. I think he could have been a senior or he could have been a junior. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but that's
yeah. If you think about it, man, 17, 32 right now.
So you guys been 20 plus?
20? No. Oh, 20. What? I was about to say
No, it's like 15, no?
Yeah, no, like 16.
Like 16, yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
16, 17. That we've been dating, or
so you dated how long? Like 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years.
3 years.
And then so I'm
3, 4 years. 3, 4 years.
So when you were out of high school, boom, you dropped the knee and.
No, we went to college. I mean, we talked about it. We knew we were gonna get married because, I mean, cuando Dios dice, man, that's the one. That's the one.
That's the one.
So, yeah, and but I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to go play some soccer at Ridgewater in Wilmer, and she went to school. And after the 2 years, though, because we only did a 2-year school, then we got married. But yeah, I mean, married young. Man, everybody says we got married at 15.
Dude, I mean, technically, you guys were kids, bro.
Yeah, we were 20. We were 20. not that young.
Well, you guys started dating when you guys were 17,
yeah.
So you guys had pretty, quite a few years
a long dating life.
Yeah, so all right, cool. So yeah, you guys got married at the age of 20. You guys had your first kid.
Yeah, 21. Yeah,
21.
Mm-hmm.
And where were you guys living at the time?
Man, so the thing is, we got married young. We didn't know how. When you're young and you just get out of your parents' house, right? And you don't know nothing, man. I thought I knew everything when I was in high school, and when my parents did stuff, like that's not how you do it.
Right.
And no, man, you learn everything. It wasn't until we got married, we found a little apartment aquí in Melrose, and it's like his apartment was for senior citizens. Man.
No way! How did they let you stay there, dude?
It's not it's not technically for senior. It's like low income individuals is what it's labeled, but it's mostly like a retirement house, man. It's like 1 or 2 bedroom apartments, but the bedrooms are small. It has a small little kitchen, small little living room. I mean, the kitchen actually is like, it's like a 10 by 4 foot kitchen. It's tiny. And yeah, so we didn't have anywhere to go. We knew we were going to get married. We had plans to get married, but we didn't have anywhere to live. And I started working. I started working at the Hole. Jenny Hole, and that's Jenny Hole Turkey Store for you guys. The Hole, that's what we call it, because when you start working there, you don't get out. But
yeah, literally,
yeah, no. But yeah, I started working there, and we needed a place to live. No, I would go check. Like, we went to these nicer apartments in town. Man, $850 a month, and that's pretty cheap. Now, because now apartments are like $1,000. Yeah. But $850, and then we went to check this house that was for rent. No, it was expensive. We wanted to maybe buy a trailer, but we don't have money. Finally, I see this place here from work. Somebody told me this little retirement it's low income. It's not really a retirement center, so. I go, I talk to the person in charge. He's like, yeah, how much do you make, this and that? And he ended up saying, well, you still make way too much, but we'll charge you the minimum, which was $450. And that included all the utilities, included like even give you TV surveys, man.
No way.
Like a charter 50 channels or something.
Right.
But Yeah, man, that was a blessing because we were young.
Right.
We both got out of school, but we had pretty mediocre jobs, not what we went to school for. It was kind of crappy jobs. So I was getting paid like $12 or no, that was like $11 the hour back then. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I think it was like $11.
Right now, I think the minimum, I think is 17.
17
or 16, 17, depending on like.
They got it on black. Cause I was like $11 the hour, man. I was making. I remember my checks were $350 to like $475 after all the deductions and taxes.
Dang.
Yeah, so I mean, and I was the only one working. So we ended up applying, and we got into those apartments. It was weird, man. Young, we were newlyweds, and we were living in a pretty much like a senior center.
Right.
I remember that the very first thing when we moved in there, we didn't have anything, bro. We had we had a TV, we had a bed, we had some pots and pans. That's it. But I remember when we moved in there, un viejito se había morido.
No way. Oh my
and
God.
the manager or the landlord, whatever you want to call him, I remember him telling us, "Hey, man, he passed away. His family members already took, what they were gonna take. You guys feel free to go and just get stuff.
Heck no, bro.
So I mean, me and Crystal, we actually went and we started looking.
God.
I don't even remember what we took, but we didn't take much. I mean, we didn't have anything though in our little apartment.
Right.
We were newlyweds. We didn't have any money. We were broke. And I remember, man, we ate for like a month on our floor.
No way.
Yeah, because we didn't have a dining table. We didn't have a sofa. Nothing.
Right.
I set up a box. I remember I set up a cardboard box, and we put our plates there, and we just sat on the ground, and we were probably like that for a month until we can afford $100 sofa that we got at some discount store.
Dang. So you guys really like started from the bottom.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I know I didn't say like the topic of this podcast, but it's technically, how did Chuche get to this place of like building his own house? Right now, we're right here in his studio, his gaming center, his like man cave / workroom / he has a big house. We're here, and he got to this point of like where one of the dreams became a reality. Building his own house, buying his own lot, and for his kids. It's a beautiful house, and kind of brought him onto the podcast that way he could talk about it, and we could see that he was where we are right now. Most of us, at least, most of the people, I guess in my town, would be like, I would never afford to like build a house.
Yeah.
And I mean, you proved my mentality wrong. It's possible.
Yeah,
it's really possible.
Yeah, I mean, I had no. I mean, back then, if you would have asked me if I was going to build a house, I'd be like, no way, man. I wasn't making any money.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know if it's like just culture, telling us that only the rich are able to do that, but you don't. I mean, you don't have to be rich. You just have to be smart and have that confidence to kind of pursue it. Porque like if you were to tell me now, like you're gonna build a house or whatever, I'll be like, heck no, like that's for like Steve Jobs. Oh, I mean, he's dead. That's for like Jeff Bezos, or just
that's somebody that has a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, no,
but you're rich,
man. All my money goes to this house. Every time I got $2 in my wallet.
He invested on Bitcoin early, so he cashed out.
Yeah, I cashed out. I sold it when it was low, and I bought it when it was high.
No, but yeah, I mean, you started in an apartment complex with nothing, dude.
Nothing, literally eating off the floor, man. On a cardboard box. Yeah,
that's crazy. And I can kind of relate to you, bro, porque I remember I got married. And my wife had this idea of like, let's move to the state where I was raised.
Yeah.
Help out the dad with the church. And I was going with that mentality. Okay, we're going, but we're not gonna rent an apartment. We're not gonna rent a house for a long term. if we're going, we have to buy a house because I was always into that mentality of like, I don't want to rent because I'm never going to see that rent ever again.
You just lose it, yeah.
Versus if I buy a house, I can, pay the mortgage, but if I decide to move sometime, in the years, I could see that money back later on,
Yeah, you don't lose it. It's, it's there.
So yeah, we started renting from you guys.
Yeah.
And
I got this guy good.
And I mean, again, you guys were a blessing.
If you guys want to know how I built my house, you know who paid for it.
No, but it was a blessing, bro. Because when we came, it was actually expensive. We were looking in Sauk Center, like apartments, houses, and
prices really jumped up a lot. Man.
Yeah, the apartments right next to the school, they're not the greatest, they're not the prettiest, and I remember looking at something decent, and it was like $1,200, plus electricity, and I was like, "There's no way I'm." Like, that's a mortgage. Like, I'm not going to pay.
I mean, where do you get that money with little, and then I think you were working at the school, right?
Yeah, we were working at the school, and so, like, I was like, I'm not going to pay, rent as if it was mortgage. Like, there's no way. There's just no way. So, I remember we were talking to you guys, and you guys, let us rent the basement. And I
remember when you guys said that, I'm like, there's a possibility to put a bathroom in that basement.
Oh, yeah.
And I built this guy a bathroom in a month so that they would have their own bathroom.
I remember I came in and like the sheetrock wasn't even finished.
I think when you saw it, it was just 2x4s. Yeah,
it was just 2x4s, and
the framing.
It was the bathroom, but not the tub or the shower thing.
I think so. Yeah,
because I remember you broke it apart.
I had to cut it. So the funny thing with that is, I went to Home Depot and I went to all these, big places, and man, stuff is expensive. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna be able to get a new shower. So I went to Facebook and I found a shower/tub combo. Yeah. Like, it's one big enclosed thing, and it cost like $50 or $70 for this big old thing. It's fiberglass or whatever it is, and I'm like, I'm gonna go pick it up. I asked a buddy at work to let me borrow his truck, because that was before I had my truck. And it was this little yellow Ranger, man. It was hilarious. When I went to go pick it up, I went, and this guy that sold it to me helped me load it. The tub was bigger than the whole truck.
Wait, what?
I don't know how we got it on the back, and then I tied it down or whatever. Yeah. And I brought it back, and when I started building this bathroom, there was no way that thing was going to go down to the basement on the steps, the stairs. It was just too big. So I'm like, I'm not losing my $50 on this. I took a little circular saw, and I cut that thing in 3 pieces, and I brought it down in pieces, and I put it back together, and I put just waterproof silicone.
I remember, bro, because I was like, dang, this thing looks like Frankenstein, bro. Silicone everywhere, bro. I was like, what?
Yeah,
but I mean, it held up.
It worked.
It held up, because I remember water came through. I remember you had all the water lines and connected. And you even had the vent to take the humidity out.
Yeah, I put that myself too, and that was actually pretty easy to do.
Yeah, but I remember renting from you, and same thing, started from the bottom, bro. I remember my wife's uncle from Georgia. He built her a wooden bed frame out of pallets,
custom bedding or frame or whatever.
Frame for out of pallets, just wood pallets. We just put a normal bed arriba, and that's it. That was our bed. And I mean, you guys were nice enough to offer the kitchen, but at the same time, we're we kind of want to give you your privacy. And I remember we started with that little sink.
Yeah, the little kitchenette thing that you guys had. Yeah,
it was it had no connection to water, but it had this 5-gallon jug,
pump tank.
And then you just had to pump it, and then wash your dishes and pump it. To rinse. It was a hassle, but it got us through. And same thing with the little stove. We had a little electric stove, soon enough we bought our house. Your wife helped us.
Yeah, you got that that. Man, you got that on a deal.
Literally, bro, a dirty house, bro. It was disgusting.
It was a dirty house.
You went in there. I mean, it was disgusting, bro.
Man, what'd you guys buy this dirty house for?
It was a foreclosure home.
Yeah.
You know, it was. I mean, it was destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, the carpet was disgusting.
I didn't even see it when it was at its worst. I went there after your suegra, the pastora went in. Yeah,
ripped it off. Yeah. The La Estufa. It was electric. It looked like they cooked meth.
Oh.
There was no fridge, so I don't know what this guy was eating. Porque there was like nothing. Where the fridge was at, it was like a desk with like a whole bunch of cables coming out of the back. Like, I don't know.
Man, some sketchy stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know what this guy was doing. Pero same thing, bro. We didn't have money. We were working at the school. I mean, they weren't paying us like.
Oh, then I remember you saying that. It was when COVID hit, and they were gonna.
That's right.
They were gonna send you guys home.
Yeah. I remember.
You're like, man, I just bought a house.
Yeah, I remember we were. Well, I was on YouTube like on December, bro.
Yeah.
And like, there was rumors of like China being on lockdown and kids have a kid, this new virus, whatever. And I remember I was freaking
you used to
out,
tell me
bro.
that. Yeah,
I was like, dude, like this virus, man, like has China quarantined, bro. Oh my gosh, bro, zombies are coming, bro. Like this is. I was expecting the worst.
Yeah.
Y ya después, like, we were on the process of buying this house, and then I remember we threw an offer. We put like, I think, what is it called, that one check?
The earnest money.
The earnest money, and y que nos dicen que sí, and then next thing you know, a couple hours later, like we were at this like general council with the church, like all the pastors meeting and whatnot.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was in St. Cloud or something like that. Governor Walz declared lockdown in Minnesota, and then like no more schools and whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, we just lost our house, and now we have a date to sign on the house.
Yeah.
Like, oh, should I rather back out and like lose this money?
Yeah, because I think, what'd you get, like $500 or $1,000?
Yeah, I think it was like 1,000. But at the same time, we had spent like some money on like inspectors and whatnot,
the inspection.
So it would have been like a loss. Pero yeah, dude, at that time, I was like, heck no, like how am I gonna pay for this house? How am I gonna go with it? Like, we're not gonna have a job. How am I gonna work in this pandemic? Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna lose it. So why am I gonna? It's just gonna be a waste of time.
And then you realized that they were gonna pay you just to be at home.
Just by waking up, clocking in, and going right to sleep, bro. But anyway, like, we got through it, and we got our little house. It took us a while to kind of put some flooring, put some carpet, but it reminded me of that, bro. Like, we started just painting like la sala, the kitchen, and we even had our bed in la sala right next to the kitchen because the upstairs was disgusting. Because I wasn't done.
Yeah,
bro.
you guys put carpet, fixed it all up.
We had a paint, we had a carpet, so.
Yeah, I mean, dude. But start from nothing, man. That's
so.
Crazy.
So you were at this apartment, man, and then what led you guys to like purchasing your first house, like?
Oh, I mean, we bought a trailer after that.
So from the apartment, you guys went to a trailer?
Yeah, because we moved into this, senior center, and we're newlyweds. So not long after, we found out that Crystal was expecting. So contract is just for us two. So we had to leave. We couldn't stay there when Melody was gonna. After she was born, we couldn't stay there, so we had to look for a place.
What?
And thankfully, we didn't want to rent. The one thing is, I didn't want to rent because you're throwing away money.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. You never. Yeah, I mean, at least with a house or a car, even a car, you sell it, you get something back. And with rent, you're pretty much throwing it away.
Yeah.
So we were looking for houses. They were expensive. We're like, okay, let's get this trailer, the mobile home. And we found one in Sauk Center, going north out of town, and I don't even remember what we got it for. I think it was like $8,000, $9,000. I think what we paid for it. And I remember we got a loan, and we were paying that off. But yeah, it was $9,000. It was a nasty color on the outside. It was dirty, man. It was like it was a dirty house.
It was a dirty house.
Dirty house. And I remember, man, sucia. I when we first bought it, I went in there. We didn't look. Now when you go and buy a house, you would look. You open everything, make sure everything works. And back then, no, I didn't do any of that. We saw it. We liked it. We're like, we can afford it. We talked to the bank, and we bought it. And when we moved in there, I remember walking to the kitchen, dude, and I was so happy. Oh, I told Crystal, man, this has a dishwasher, yo. I'm never going to wash dishes again. I opened that thing, bro. Cucarachas.
No way, dude. Oh, my God.
We have like, hey, Crystal, we're going to be living with some people.
Dude,
and a bunch of cucas.
You opened it and...
Yeah. Dude. Man, before we moved there, I bombed the place. I put those feeding trap things in there everywhere, and we thought we were good. And then, like 3-4 months into it, I remember walking out, and I was getting something to drink. After passed out or whatever, crashed out. And I woke up. I was thirsty. I went to the kitchen. I grabbed like the bottle of orange juice, and I was drinking. And as soon as I look over to the left, and I see a freaking cucaracha just looking at me on the counter.
Like, what's up? You thought you finished me?
Yep. Dude, I'm like, oh my gosh. Man, yeah, and I mean, we were there, I think we lived in that place for a year, maybe a little bit more.
At the trailer?
At the trailer. And yeah, it took me like 6 months to get rid of the cucarachas, man. It was bad.
It's como dicen, bro. Like, you step on it, it's not gonna die. Like,
no.
A few hours later, it's gonna come back to life and reproduce itself. But speaking of cucarachas, bro, I had a dream like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And like, with me, like, I hardly dream, but when I dream, I remember clearly what I dreamt. But it's not like long dreams. Yeah. It's just like
a little short story,
like a 5-second clip,
and
then that's it. I don't remember anything else.
Yeah.
So I remember this dream, and I was walking, dude, and then I think we were walking to like, I don't know, someone's house. Pero habían unas cucarachas, like it was 2 of them. I remember like following each other, bro. And then somebody said like, "Mira unas cucarachas," and then I turned, and this things like flew towards me, bro. Like, I'm like, ah! And I just ran, dude. But man, I mean, anything that flies, I'm scared of.
Man, man. But that trailer, I learned a lot. Being young, naive, like nothing about how anything works. I learned how water works, how your boiler works there. I remember my water line broke for the sink.
Oh my god!
I was freaking out, like it was spilling everywhere underneath. And back then there was a hermano that lived next to me that goes to our church, and I was just freaking out. And I ran over, and he's older, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what to do with this thing. He's like, well, let's go turn off your main shut off. I'm like, where's that? And, man, I was young, I was naive, I had no clue on how homes ran, worked, nothing. And yeah, he ran, and he went underneath the trailer, turned off the main shut off, went back and fixed my water line from my sink. I'm like, man, I felt pathetic. Like, I'm supposed to be the one fixing this. Yeah, but yeah, it was. Yeah, man. You learned a lot, man.
Yeah, I bet. So, like, after your time with this trailer, like, what made you guys buy a house? Like,
well, so what got man? If it was up to me, I think I would still be in that trailer.
In that trailer?
Yeah, have it paid off. I mean, well, besides the rent, because I heard the last time I heard that guy at the trailer park, le subió la renta. They were paying like $400 a month.
Yeah, dude.
But when I was there, I think we were paying like $200 a month.
And that's with like
for
utilities,
or
no,
that's just for the spot, just to rent it and hit, because he owns the actual land.
Right.
So you're renting to put your trailer there.
Right.
And that's not utilities or anything. But what made us sell it was my wife, man. So there was how Sauk Center always gets hit with like weird windstorms and trees always fall and stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a big tornado warning, or I think there was a tornado that touched down somewhere, and it was windy. It knocked down like half the trees in Sauk Center that time. And I remember we were in the trailer when this happened. The alarm went off. Or no, the alarm didn't go off. That's why they apologized later. It didn't go off, but it was bad. It was windy. De repente que escuchamos un big tree fall on the trailer. Luckily, it didn't break it. It hit like the side of it, and it just dented the aluminum roof.
Right. Yeah.
Pero pegó. And I remember we were all freaking out. It was me, Crystal. Well, not all. I always think it was Zoe. You know, it was just me, Crystal, and Melody when we lived there. And Crystal and we were just freaking out. I remember, dude, I grabbed, like, out of just pure adrenaline, I grabbed the queen size mattress, like the not the base but the actual heavy one part, the soft stuff, like nothing, dude. I grabbed it, picked it up, and I bent the thing and covered us in the middle of our tray. What the just to try to protect us from stuff. And I didn't even know how I picked that up, man. That thing's heavy.
And you folded it like a taco?
I don't even know how I folded that thing to cover us in that hallway, but yeah. And after that storm, I mean, I took forever cleaning and cutting that tree, man. But that's when Chris was like, "We got to get a house. I don't want to live in a trailer no more."
Dang. So that's what kind of sparked the this is not quote unquote safe. Like,
I mean, you're supposed to run to like a shelter, right, in the mobile homes, but the alarm didn't go off, so.
And when it's like windy or like let's say rainy and like windy and storm, like, and then you hear the alarms, like, who wants to get out? You know what I mean? No one. Where's the shelter? Like,
because I know when we lived there, we didn't run to the shelter of the mobile home, but we ran to the church because it was somewhat close. Okay. And we didn't run; we drove to it, and we went to the church basement. But it wasn't that bad, not like that time. And that time that we went to the church, the alarm did go off. Oh. So we just all got in the car and we went. And
the alarm. Yeah. Boom.
Yep. But that time the alarm didn't go off. So and it was a lot worse, and it actually blew and broke a bunch of trees and everything, and it was bad.
Dang. I remember this year, same thing happened in Sauk.
This year or last year, I don't remember, one of the years. Yeah. It feels like every year there's some. I don't know why Sauk Center gets hit with a lot of windstorms. It was this year,
because it was with Señor Elote, remember?
Oh, yeah, we were selling!
Yeah.
The wives, I remember the wives sold the week before. They were like, and we were telling them, we're like, hey, it's gonna be bad. It's storming. Like, no, you guys better sell.
Like, all right, I guess. And I remember, like,
they want to kill us, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
I remember it was like super windy, super windy. Yeah. Like the rain was heavy.
Yep.
And then you hear the alarms, and as soon as the alarm hits, ¿qué pasa, bro? The car pulls up.
We get a freaking customer, man. That was weird. Like, "Está abierto."
Ya me voy.
I remember that. Yeah, he was yelling out the window, "Está abierto," and I'm like, "No escucha la alarma, ya me voy." Bye.
Yeah, dude. And I remember, I think 2 or 3 weeks before that, también había pasado something because like trees fell off, you know.
Yeah,
and I remember. It was early in the morning or late at night. No me acuerdo muy bien. But I remember we heard it like, and then like snaps like happened.
Like, oh, okay.
And then I just woke up, and I was like, Yasmin, like, are you good? And she was like, yeah, I'm good. How's the baby? I'm like, she's good. I didn't think of it much, so because I heard a super loud bang snap, I was looking around the house like, man, did a tree fall over my house? And nothing happened, so I didn't do anything. We just went back to sleep. And then the next morning, I was going to go to work. I come outside, and like my neighbor's tree was like on his roof. And then our backside of the tree, like they were falling like on his side. Yeah. And I was like, holy smoke. It was actually bad. Like,
yeah, nothing hit the house, though.
Nothing hit the house. I mean, at the same time, like, I wanted to, because insurance, you know, like, hey, you gotta pay
get
for
a
my
new roof.
But, you know, it's like, I guess, like, I was like, oh my goodness, thank God I didn't get a tree on my lot, porque how am I gonna break it down? I have nothing, you know. Yeah. And my neighbor, he did all the work. He cut all the trees, and you know, he got rid of it. But yeah, dude, I could imagine a trailer, dude. No man.
Yeah, it hit the side of it, so it didn't actually do damage to the trailer.
Yeah.
But it broke my car, my windshield on my Scion, the little shoebox. Yeah.
The XD.
XB, yes, Scion XB. Yes, I remember. Okay, it busted it all, and I remember claiming insurance for it. They're like, okay, well, you know, it's gonna be this much, but you know, you can send it in, and then we'll pay for it, or we can cut your check for $5,000. I'm like, oop, give me the check, because then I went to the cheapest place that I could find just to put a windshield.
And then kept the rest.
Yeah, it cost me like $1,300-$400 to put the windshield, and then I kept the rest. That actually helped. because that money went towards my house.
See, these are the
investment
tips.
101 or tip 101 for investing your money.
Dang, so you guys bought this house, bro. Like, how much was it at the time? Because like it was a Melrose, no?
Yeah, it was a dirty house too. No, that wasn't that bad. But we were shopping around for houses. There was nothing in the market back then too, and I remember we wanted to go look at this one by the trailer park in Melrose. And when we went there, the real estate agent, this was before Crystal was a real estate agent. Mm-hmm. I remember we didn't, man, I don't know. We didn't ask questions. We didn't ask for inspectors. We didn't know how any of this thing works. Now that, Crystal's a real estate agent, man, I wish we would have known what we know now back then. But yeah, we went and we called the person on the sign. He's like, "I'll show it to you." And we were waiting for him 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, man, this guy's late. That typically doesn't happen for white people,
Right. They're always on time.
Yeah. I'm like, this guy's not a paisa. So then we end up calling him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for you. I'm right here." I'm like, "No, we're right here." And we were at the wrong house because the one that we wanted was for sale, but it just sold. He's like, "No, I thought you guys meant this one." So then we ended up driving to the one that he was showing us, and we didn't really like it. It had a huge garage. Like, I mean, it was a basketball court size garage.
What?
Yeah, well, half a size basketball, but it was still big, and it was nice, heated, and everything. But the house was small. It had one large bedroom on top. It had one bedroom on the main floor. The basement was semi-finished, which eventually I made into a third bedroom. But it was. I remember the kitchen floor. The kitchen floor is like all like crooked, like uneven,
right.
Because it did have foundation issues, which they fixed supposedly. It's the only one we could get because there was only 2 houses on the market. The other one that we wanted was even worse.
And they sold it.
And no, they didn't sell, but it was worse, and we didn't like it. And this one, well, I mean, I don't say there was 2. There was more houses, but that's all I could afford.
Right. That's on your like the
that wasn't in my budget.
Pre-approved.
Yeah, and that's what we would be able to get. I remember the bank said no. This is what we're gonna let you borrow. So I ended up getting that one just because it was the only option we had.
So at that moment, you bought your house.
Yeah, it was 78.
No way.
2-bedroom with a huge indoor heated garage, or not indoor, but side heated garage. And yeah, that was cheap. I think that house right now would probably go for like 140, 150 right now. But it was, it was nice. We lived there for a little bit. And so we did mention all this because we buy and sell houses like if they were our shoes. I mean, we bought the trailer, we bought that house, and then we bought the yellow house, and then we bought the other yellow house in Sauk Center, and now I got my new house.
You bought this new house, so like, it was an investment. You started investing, like you didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
Pero like, that's literally what you were doing. You're investing in a house.
Yeah. And well, I mean, I knew that if we buy it, we're not really losing it because we can always sell it. That's why I'm like, I'm not renting. I'm not going to rent because you lose money that way.
Right.
But,
you're never going to see it.
Yeah, but
so then you sold it.
That one I still own it.
Oh, you still have it?
I technically sold it to my aunt. She's living there right now, but it's still under my name and stuff like that. And but she's paying for it, and at the end of it's pretty much like a contract for deed.
Oh, I see.
Pretty much what it is. At the end, just
hand the title
for everything. And I think it's only like $40,000 left on it. So
not bad.
Yeah.
And then so you sold that house, and then you bought another one. Was that the yellow one?
That's the yellow one when you first came over. Yeah, when Jasmine asked you, "Hey, let's go hang out with our friends. They're married," and you're like, "Man, these losers are married."
I was like, "Man, I've never hung out with a married couple, yo." Like
this guy was expecting like old gray hair people with doing nothing fun.
Yeah, I remember we came over to your house and you guys had like a little silla, a swing silla.
Outside, and you're like, "Look at these old guys."
And I'm like, we started talking. I was like, man, they're actually pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's the house. Yeah, after that one, I ended up getting a loan for my 401k from work.
At Genio?
No, I already was working at Arvig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I worked at Genio when I was still in the pink house. I call it pink because Crystal ended up buying. She picked the color that we wanted to paint the house, and
Pink?
she ended up picking like this weird color, and she didn't expect it to look like that. When I started painting it on the outside,
Man,
I'm like,
this is pink.
This is a nasty pink. It was weird. And I only painted like 10 feet of it, and I'm like, well, gone too far now, so I painted the whole house. But yeah, that when we were living in that house, I was working in Genio. But then when I started working at Arvig, still in the end of when we were living in that house, and then I worked enough that I had money saved up in 401k, ended up getting a loan, and that's how we use that's what we used for the down payment on
the yellow house.
Maybe not. Man, I lived at so many houses, I don't even know what I used.
It's like you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell.
No, I lied. I sold it to my aunt for contract for deed. She gave us like $8,000 for it. Plus, then she was going to pay off the rest. That's what we use for
the one in Sock Center.
No, the one in Melrose.
The yellow one.
Yes, the one in Sock Center is the one that I got my 401k loan. That's how it is. Yes,
I got it. Okay. Yeah. So I remember you bought that one house that was a corner lot, right?
Yeah.
And
your favorite location?
That was, dude.
Just sit outside, look at the cars.
Man, dude, like, oh yeah, like I told you, like I'll be that one guy that would be retired, and then like I would make my cup of coffee at 7 a.m, come outside without a shirt, scratching my belly, and it's a busy road, so I'll be like sipping my coffie,
just creeping out on all people,
just judging people, like the heck, like why are you passing through my street? Man. But I don't know. I don't know why I like corner lots, bro. Maybe because like my dad, where he lives, it's a corner lot.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but yeah, I just love corner lots. I don't know why. I think they're amazing because you technically have just like one neighbor.
Yeah.
Except like the guy. I don't know. I just feel like it's just one neighbor.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind corner lots, but that one, the one thing I don't like is being on a main road. That house was on a main road. It was on Main Street, and
you had
all that traffic with Genio and everything. And especially back that's when Genio was still in the old plant. But we were still living there. They were saying that they were making it. They were actually building it and construction it, and the construction was going on. And like, we got to get out of here. There's going to be a lot of semis driving through.
Man, if you would have waited, bro, that house would have made you money. Because like houses around that area went up like crazy.
Yeah.
Pero yeah, and then after Melrose, you sold that house, right?
We sold that one. Made like 20,000 off of it.
20, damn, 20,
like 20 or something like that.
My boy, put $8,000. Then he sold it and got 20 grand.
Yeah,
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then like 20, and we used some of that to give a big down payment, and then also got 401k loan, and we got the one in
Sock Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one in Sock Center, that's the one I was renting from you guys' basement, right?
Yep.
Like, I remember we were there for what, like 3 months? No, like 6 months?
You guys were there like 6, 7 months, I think.
Yeah. We were there for a while, dude. Yeah. I remember. And then from there, we bought our house, and then you guys sold that house.
And after that, because we were there just because... So you don't get charged taxes. You have to be there for 2 years. Because if you sell it before the 2 years, you're basically turning it for profit. You're investing, and it's a business, right? Mm-hmm. So luckily, when we bought when we sold the first one in Melrose, we were there for just 2 years, and for the one in Sock Center, we were there just barely 2 years too. So we didn't have to pay any taxes. Sold that one, and we used. I don't even remember how much we got for that one. But we sold that one, and we saved up money, and I remember we had to move in with the in-laws for like 8 months, 9 months.
How was that, bro? Tell me, man. How is it living? It's a good and bad.
It's good because I'm really, really grateful and appreciate because they didn't charge us rent. I know the wife gave her dad money and help with bills and stuff too, but. He didn't want to charge us because he knew that we were in the process of building our house, and he's letting us stay there and stuff. I like my space. You know me.
That's what
I can invite everybody over. Just don't talk to me now.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's good and bad. It's good because like you're saving yourself like a few hundreds. Like a few $100s. You're saving. Mm-hmm. But the bad thing is like you can't scream at your wife comfortably. You know what I mean?
I hit her with the rock. Right?
Like you know what I mean? You can't hit it like country.
No, you can't. You can't have good beatings. No, but I mean, yeah, no, I mean, it's just uncomfortable. You know, I mean, it's the same thing. Like if we moved in with with my parents, Crystal wouldn't have been comfortable.
Right,
and we did do that too. Honestly, before when we sold the, which one was it? One of the houses, man. One of the houses. We lived with my mom and dad for a month and a half.
Okay.
I think is when we sold the trailer to move into the house. I think. But we stayed there. We stayed there for a month and a half with my parents too, and it was uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I know. Crystal was fine. She was happy at her mom's. It's her mom's house, but I'm more of a introvert. You know me. I'm not. I'm not spontaneous and crazy. No. Yeah. But I like my space. I like doing my own thing, and they like, oh, come and eat. And you know how Mexican moms be, right? Like, ven a comer más. Like, no quieres más? And I'm like, no, I'm good.
So you gain a couple pounds,
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, thankful. It was,
it's good.
It was worth it,
right.
to build my own house. But I wouldn't want to live like that. Yeah.
And I get that. Because, like, who doesn't want their space,
Yeah.
Who doesn't want their own, like, man cave? You know what I mean? Like, that, or who doesn't? Like, for example, me, I like to, like, it's a little graphic. I like to be just in underwear. You know what I mean? And just be like, hey, whatever. Just
man,
kind of like blinds.
Kind of like when look at, and you don't have that when you're living with someone, right?
Yeah.
You don't have the ability to just sleep on the couch in your underwear, and then a fire alarm goes off and you run.
Yeah. Porque, like, even like right now, I'm living with my in-laws también. I'm living with them, and like I have to go to the car or upstairs to get
in underwear
to get water for Sayla.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just underwear now. Yeah. Man, I have to put like something on to just go get water. Like, you know what I mean? Like the work. I'm just like, man, like versus if I was at my own house.
Yeah.
I just go like butt naked, like go get some water downstairs.
Yeah. I mean, it's you just don't have your personal space.
Yeah. So after living with your in-laws, then bro, the process of building your house, bro.
Yeah.
How did that go, dude? Like,
it was. I mean, you learn new stuff all the time because we knew we were on build because everything on the market we were looking for a house to buy. It was expensive. There was really no options. You know how the market is right now, right?
And I don't want to make it political, but Biden came in and just like prices skyrocketed.
Yeah, man.
And that's when
be Trump to help you no more.
and that's when like when you guys were trying to build is when he came into office and prices were coming up. Yeah. Like I remember, I think you guys kind of mentioned it about like the wood.
Yeah.
Like it went up, and then the guy wanted to charge you guys more because the wood was expensive.
No, I mean we got a quote. We went to different builders, and we found this one that was cheap. He would build the house that we wanted, and I mean, luckily we signed the contract in January because the house was going to cost us like 230. Yeah, like 230, and we signed everything. We gave him a check for like $25,000 to start, and all of a sudden, like when he started building in mid-March, I came and I talked to him, and he's like, "All right, the project's starting off," and all right, it's like, "Yeah, thankfully you guys signed contract in January because if you guys would have waited like 2 weeks and signed the contract then, I would have had to charge you for the bump in lumber."
Yeah,
and he's like, and you probably would have been paying like $20,000 to $30,000 more.
Dang, look at that, that's insane, bro. Porque también even with the whole COVID thing, like supplies were limited, no?
Yeah,
like it was back ordered.
Everything's on back order, man.
Man, so like when you guys had this dream of building the house, like you guys were talking to the contractor, did you guys give him like a floor plan? Like this is the floor plan? Or?
I started looking on the floor plans, and we were really discussing doing like a split level or doing just like a patio style home, and so I found plans online, and from there I gave it to, who did I give it to? not the lumber or the person that built it for us, the contractor, but a different contractor. He's like, oh yeah, we got something like that already in the works. I'll show you what we have, and he gave me it, and I really like the design that we have here, the split level one, and that's the one that I gave to this other contractor when he gave me the prices. He was cheaper. I'm like, we'll choose you. We'll go with you, and so he saw the blueprint, and he's like, "This is what you want?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, I want access from the garage into my basement, and then I want the back patio, and I want the the entrance in the front. And he's like, "Okay." And he modified it a little bit. He's like, we can save like $10,000 if we take off the weird entrance. It was different. I don't know. Just the design that the other lumber yard had had it more complicated. And he's like, we'll save you like $10,000 if you keep it more simple like this. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, so they modified it a little bit, but we got to pick where the rooms were going to be, which side, everything. Yeah, and I remember we were going to get like 3 bathrooms. It was going to be something fancy. Then we're like, yeah, let's save like $10,000 and just do the 2, one upstairs, one downstairs. Right. And yeah, I mean, we got to pick everything. And then when it came down to like all the little meticulous stuff inside, what stain we wanted, what door styles we wanted, the handles of the doors, the handles for the kitchen, what faucets we wanted for everything, the lighting, and then being that I'm a nerdo, I wanted my house wired with Ethernet cables.
I was gonna say, like right now, like I'm sitting right next to like a tower that's like has like 1,000 wires running through the house. But yeah, I remember I was helping you like put the scaffolding because you were
for the outside, yeah.
And I was like, dude, how'd you get like wiring over there? Like,
how did I pull the cable? Yeah, I mean, I would have done it. So they pulled everything when it was just framed.
The frame, just
before any insulation, anything. It was just framed. That's when the electrician was pulling all the electrical stuff. And I was gonna do it, but then he's like, I can do it too. It's not going to cost you anymore. And I'm like, oh, awesome that you do it. I don't want to do it. So I gave him the box of Ethernet cable and Cat 6 cable, and he pulled everything, 2 runs everywhere. He's like, you want to just do one? I'm like, do 2 because if it goes bad in the future, I have another one. So I got one going to the living room TV upstairs, one coming to the living room downstairs. I got my 2 going to the cameras outside because I got security cameras because I'm a freak. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not a freak. No, I'm just kidding. And then I got where my desk was going to be. I ran some to the one entrance area or the bottom basement walk out of there. So I got like maybe 16, 17 cables ran.
This house is like wired, bro. Like security everywhere, lasers.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Big Rottweiler dogs outside. I got a moat with the alligator. Yeah,
he has a bunker. Like he built a specific bunker. Yeah. Nah, it's kidding. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, and it became a reality, bro. How'd you guys feel like when you guys came into the lot and you saw them like digging or building?
It was yeah. I mean, I remember I would drive. We took a picture before the house was built. It was just empty lot, and then when the process started, I remember I would drive every day from work, and the wife the wife did too at first, but then she got tired of it. But I came like every day just to see the progress of it, and it was from just the excavating to digging everything out to finally putting the foundation and the blocks, and yeah, it was pretty insane. And as soon as the framing started, I feel like the excavating and the foundation took forever, but when the framing started and they started building the house, that went pretty fast because like it took like a week, 2 weeks, and all of a sudden they had the whole house framed, and then little by little, and then it felt after the framing and all the wiring, it felt like it took forever just to get the sheetrock for some reason. Sheetrock, because I guess they had to do insulation and fire codes and this and that. And inspectors came, and it took forever. But after the sheetrock was in, and then the taping for the putty in and stuff like that, and I remember I saved us $3,000 because we wanted to paint ourselves. And I even asked you to help us paint.
I had the honor.
The professional painter, Uriel the Great Services LLC. Yeah, no, he asked the brother Uriel, hey man, you help me paint or what? I'll pay you a pepperoni pizza, and
I was like, run it, let's go.
Yeah, no, and I mean that saved me like $3,000, $4,000, I want to say, and I remember we got paint. We painted, got it done right away. No, actually, my uncle Pelton's painting. Honestly, I think if it wasn't for him, I would still be painting.
He's a beast.
Man, yeah, he got everything done in that one day, priming the whole house. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, painting saved us money. By the time everything was done, and he gave me the final bill because so the way that we did it, the contractor carried the cost of the build. Mm-hmm. We paid him, $25,000, and he pretty much said, "I'll pay everything," and then at the end, you just get your loan, and the loan pays, the bank pays me, and that's what we ended up doing. And I was worried, man, at the end because we put granite or quartz countertops in the kitchen. That wife really wanted that. Tile in the bathroom upstairs, the main bathroom with the tile shower, glass door, and I'm like, man, this is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be expensive. We probably went over the budget that he gave us of $230,000, and I was all worried. And he's like, I remember when I was really worried is when he told us about the backyard, because when you go in the backyard, it's a walkout basement.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't supposed to be a walkout basement. It was going to be just normal, half or whatever, split level home. And I remember I wanted the kids to have a good backyard, and they weren't gonna. We're kind of like on a little hill, and then it goes into that pond or whatever. Right. And it was going to be too much of a slope. So I remember telling the contractor, the builder, I'm like, any way that you could even that out? He's like, the only way we can make it, más o menos even is if we do a walkout. That would be like $5,000 more. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, let's do it. I mean, I want a good yard. And so then I was all worried. And by the time he gave me the final invoice, the bill, we ended up saving money, man.
No way.
Yeah, it was $228,500 or $700 for the house. Yeah, but I don't know how we kept it under. But yeah.
And you guys like, add this. Oh, you want add that. Add this, add that. Hey, man. Just a blessing, bro. Just a blessing, But, dang. So now you're gonna sell this one.
Yeah, you want to buy it?
He's like,
$300,000.
Dang, I bet it's worth more, bro. Like, yeah, good under 400. I think. I don't know.
Nah, I mean, I think probably 300, 320, maybe. I don't know.
You think so? I don't know. I mean, if you leave the computers, I mean, I guess.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested, make me an offer. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but this, I mean, right here, it's a living example. He has student debt.
Yeah, student.
He has debt like all of us, and he still managed to build a house. Like, it's possible, You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be.
You just gotta stop eating out at McDonald's every day.
I was gonna say, you just have to have good discipline of your money.
Yeah.
And if you have like a mindset or a dream, you stick to it. Because again, you guys sacrificed. You guys could have rented an apartment. You guys could have bought a trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
But you guys are like, you know what? I'm gonna compromise. Buying or renting a place, and I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna be living with my in-laws.
Yeah.
Like
sacrifice, man. That's what it's
about. You know what I mean? And led you guys to this big old house, like now Yasmin and I, like, we just need to move our stuff in here, like
I mean $1,200 for rent.
Like, how about we keep it to $300, like your last house, bro?
Man, I'll give you a deal.
But yeah, man, anything else you want to add on?
Oh, man.
What advice you give people that like, man, I'm never like, I wish I could build a house, but I'm never gonna get to it.
Yeah, man, don't do it. No.
It's stressful.
It's stressful. No, I mean, do it. I mean, it's an investment. You're not gonna lose money. And then I like it because it's what we want, right? We picked out everything, where our rooms were gonna be, how big our room was gonna be, just how you want it. That's the benefit of building a house versus buying one, that's already built. You're buying somebody else's house, basically. I was gonna say,
somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
Like, they built it, like, this is my house, and now they sold it. But, like, for example, my house is like, I like it, but I just don't like the second bathroom.
Oh, okay.
You seen that house? Like, it has small entries.
Doors are small,
and it has 2 doors, and You know, it's not. It wasn't my house. I bought it, but it wasn't like my
Something
dream.
that you wanted.
know?
Yeah. That you wanted. Yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, if you build, that's the best thing. You pick what you want.
Yeah. So
Haz como tú quieres.
that's my dream. Hopefully, I can build, un rancho, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like
Caballos.
haciendas.
All right.
Yeah. So I need like
Búfalos.
just a little bit, like maybe
Ostrich.
30 acres, 50 acres. Nothing too big.
Nothing too big, nothing too fancy.
But yeah, I mean, it's doable. You can.
El
And
gallo que anda clucking in the morning.
yeah, right there.
Wake you up, that's your alarm.
Yeah, right there. It's scratching my belly and like look at me mugging the people passing by. Like, what the heck? Why are you passing through my street? But yeah, I mean, Chuche, he's a nice guy. He's he works at Arvig,
Yep.
an internet service provider. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Which is network, whatever. He's a salesman. Are you a salesman?
Nah, not really. Sort of, but not really.
But
I sell
yeah,
stuff, but I'm not.
He's a CEO of a booming company to be.
That's
But
right.
yeah, I mean, follow us on social media. We have Señor Elote MN
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram, Señor Elote on Facebook,
Facebook.
and I'll tag him on.
We got a TikTok. No.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, yeah. Any advice for the youngins listening? Any?
Don't smoke crack. Yeah, no. For us, man. Échale ganas. Póngase las pilas, mijo, eh?
Yeah, because we're here to make a change, right?
Yeah.
We're here to be better.
Yeah.
And I always remember those words of like my dad, or not just my dad, just other people. Our parents
Yeah.
sacrificed, their lives to come to this nation
Mhm.
for us to have like a better life. Now it's up to us to really choose what our parents, sacrificed for us.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try it because even with the job that I have, I mean, I'm a business managed IT service technician.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds all fancy, but I started. I didn't, I worked hard for where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Like I could have gave up. I remember I was gonna give up 2 weeks after I started working at Urbig, and I fought through it. I didn't know anything about computers, anything about nothing, and le eché ganas y me quedé ahí, and I learned. And 10 years later, I'm still there.
And you're building your house?
Yeah, I built it.
He built his house, yeah? All right, well, that wraps it up. Again, this is Chuche de Jesus Morelos. And yeah, he's a real one. Give him a follow. I'll tag your Instagram on the post. And yeah, again, congrats to Abner, Tsunami Abner. He had a kid.
Órale.
He's at home. He's chilling with a baby and learning to be a father. So yeah, shoot him a text. Let him know what's up. Maybe some parenting tips. But yeah, he's out there echándole ganas, trying to catch up on his sleep because
yeah, try to get some sleep now.
It's not easy. It's a few hard months at first, but then you get to the routine.
Yeah, your body get used to it.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. All right, thank you guys for listening. Aquí Uriel and
Chuche.
We'll see you guys
See ya.
till next time. Thank you guys for listening. You guys can catch us on iTunes, Spotify, and I think YouTube. Abner is posting on YouTube, so yeah, just catch us on any of those streaming platforms, and yeah, see you guys next time.
Oh, you want to see it? Yeah, see you guys.